Welcome to part 2 of the differences between 16, 24, and 32-bit audio. If you haven't seen part 1, I do a deep dive into if the listening experience is better depending on which file format you're using. And in this video, we're going to dive into if you should be recording with 16, 24, or 32-bit audio and how to find out which one is best for your studio. But first, I want to give you something that I think is going to help you on your mixing and mastering journey. I put together a PDF of my favorite 100% free plugins that I use when I mix and master music all the time. I cover all the different categories, from compressors to limiters, special effects, distortion, you name it, it's in that PDF. If this sounds interesting to you, go and get your free download. There's a link in the description. If you don't know me, I'm Bobby Balo, the mixing and mastering engineer at Raytown Productions, and I help music creators and home studio owners make better sounding music without needing expensive analog gear or unnecessary plugins. So now that we understand from part 1 that the only real difference between 16, 24, and 32-bit WAV files is the dynamic range, let's talk about what that means when we're recording, and if 24 and 32-bit files will actually sound better than a 16-bit file. And unfortunately, this comes down to everybody's personal situation. But I came up with an easy test that you can do in your home studio that'll let you know if you should be recording at 24 or 32-bit. All you really have to do is measure the noise floor in your recording environment. So hook up the microphone that you plan to use during your tracking session, run a mic cable into your interface and hit that record button and be as quiet as you can. Now, you're going to load a meter on that track and just see what it reads. This number is essentially your noise floor. Different microphones are going to have different sensitivities and noise floors themselves, so make sure you're testing the one that you're going to be using during the session, or if you have multiple mics, test them all out. If that sample of silence that you recorded is quieter than about -70, then you should be recording at 24-bit. So why not 32-bit? Our converters that take the analog signal from our microphone and convert them to a digital file have a absolute maximum dynamic range of about 125 decibels, and it's really not going to get better than that. So recording 32-bit, we're essentially just throwing away all that extra information we're collecting as we're digitizing the audio. And you can definitely do that, but the file size is a lot bigger and you're not getting any improved quality. And you're probably wondering where this -70 came from if we know that a 16-bit audio file has about 96 decibels of dynamic range. Well, there's this pretty cool thing that we can do as human beings, and we can actually perceive sounds about 25 dB lower than the noise floor. So that'll put us at about -71 dB for a noise floor, but that's a weird number, so let's just say -70. And I'll even show you in this example. I have two types of generative sounds that we're going to be hearing. The first is white noise, so this is basically mimicking our noise floor. And the second one is a test tone at 1 kilohertz. I have the test tone set to -20 dB. I know that's extremely loud for a noise floor, but this is just showing that we can perceive audio below a noise floor. All right, so check this out. When I unbypass this, we're going to hear white noise. Okay. Now, let's put in the test tone at the same volume, so -20 dB, 1 kilohertz. Okay. We can hear it, and it's at the same level as the white noise. So let's drop it down 10 dB, -30. You can still hear that. I can clearly hear it. Let's go another 10. I think we can still hear it. Let's go another 5. So now we're at -25 dB. Maybe I can hear it. It's hard to say. But if we go maybe a little bit more, I think it's almost like, I don't have any idea if that's there or not. So that's almost 30 dB under the noise floor. Pretty crazy, right? Human beings are awesome. So I did this exact test in my studio right here, and using this microphone into my RME UFX, I have a noise floor of about -102. And because that's lower than the -70, that means that I definitely should be recording 24-bit audio files. And depending on the number of tracks you have in a song, that can really add up. So that'll keep our noise floor very low and maximize the clarity of our songs. And during mixing, when we're adding compression or limiting, we're going to be shrinking our dynamic range anyways, which is going to bring up our noise floor. So the lower we can get that noise floor, the better our audio is going to sound. So don't waste another second thinking about recording 32-bit files. It's not going to help you out at all. And definitely go back to your studio, do this test, find out where your noise floor is, and if you are below that magic -70 number, be sure to record 24-bit audio. It's going to help improve the quality of your songs. So I have a question for you. In the comments below, tell me if you're recording 16, 24, and 32-bit and why. And be honest, are you doing this because you read something on a blog or a friend told you that you should be recording 32-bit or 16-bit? I'm very curious. Let me know. And don't forget to grab that free PDF I put together of my favorite free plugins. Again, that link is in the description. I really hope you got something out of this video. Hit that thumbs up to let YouTube know that this video is helpful. And if you want to support me in this channel, please share this video or another one of my videos with your friends on Facebook, Reddit, or some other online community. It'll help them make better sounding music. Thanks again for your time and attention, and I'll see you in the next video.